Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than my usual gameplay videos. I want to talk about the 6 ways that I think Wizards of the Coast can make Magic Arena a little bit better for all of us. This is a thing that I've been thinking about for quite some time, but I never knew when I had the opportunity to do it. But with Strixhaven literally coming out yesterday or today, this is my Wednesday video, and me not being able to really record gameplay video footage before Wednesday and get it all edited up, I figured this was a good chance for me to just do a talking head video, talk about some of my thoughts, some of the things that I hope for the future of Magic Arena. I do enjoy the game, but I think there are still tons of problems, or at least tons of things that they can do to make the player experience a little bit better. And we're going to start off with number one. Number one is the biggest hot take. Not a hot take. I think it's actually a thing that all of us agree with. A thing that absolutely needs to happen, and that is Wizards of the Coast needs to fix the reward system for this game. The reward system of getting one quest a day every 24 hours of 500 gold or 750 gold, having your weekly reward over here. Sure, it's kind of nice, you get some gold there, and having your daily reward makes basically only the first 4 really give you anything worthwhile. It's fine, but it's been this way for what feels like, actually it probably has been this way since the start of the game. I don't think it's something that has ever changed. They could very easily double those numbers, and the reason I'm saying that they need to at least double, at the very minimum double those numbers, is because they have accelerated the release window of sets so much. When I look at the release schedule of all the sets over on Wikipedia, I'll put this link down in the description, of course, but you go back to like 2023, we got Phyrexia All Will Be One in February, and then we had March of the Machine in April. Okay, that was like 2.5 months of breathing. All of February, all of March, and then middle of April we got March of the Machine. And then we didn't get the next set until Wilds of Eldraine, I guess, in September. There was March of the Machine, the Aftermath, but I'm not exactly sure what that was. That was kind of a weird thing, and I wasn't playing during that time, so I can't comment on it too much. But then there was quite a bit of break. Anyways, from April up until September, we were only playing with March of the Machine. That's great. Then Lost Caverns of Ixalan came out in November, and we didn't get Murders at Karlov Manor until February. Huge gaps between it. You know, when I first started playing Magic, it was like one set every 3 months, 4 sets a year. It wasn't so bad. You weren't buying mastery passes constantly. You weren't doing pre-orders for like the 50-pack bundle or whatever you want to call it. You weren't constantly being hit with these things. But now in 2026, just 2026, let's focus on that. We got Lorwyn Eclipse in January. We got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in February. We took a little bit of a break in March, but then in the middle of April, right now, we are getting Secrets of Strixhaven. I guess that's skipping 4 months. So 3 sets in 4 months, not one set in 3 months. That's insane. So they have ramped up the amount of cards they expect us to buy for people who want to keep up with the meta and keep being competitive. And it's a little bit ridiculous. Sure, they haven't changed the cost of a single pack. That's still good. A single pack is still 200 gems or 1,000 gold. You know, inflation, we got to keep up with the times, and we got to make more money because the product costs more to put out. Oh, we're being good guys and we're not increasing the price of the packs digitally. Fantastic. But what they actually done is, essentially what they've done is double the cost of all of these sets because they've released twice as many. So what this ends up doing is putting a huge strain on the whales. I'm essentially a whale. Maybe I'm like one step under a whale. I purchase the pre-release stuff, of course. I end up buying quite a bit of the cosmetics, and I keep my collection relatively full. I try to keep up with standard. I have a lot of cards. Where can I look at my collection? If you look at my collection is pretty full. I play a lot though. This is my main game and that. So I've chosen to spend a lot of money on this game. However, I know other people who are free-to-play players or people who have put like a little bit of money here and there into the game, and it's so hard for them to switch into a new deck to play something new because the amount of gold that they get each week is just not enough to start opening packs and trying to get rare wildcards or mythic wildcards that are needed to craft these things. On top of that, they've been printing a ton of very important cards at rare, at mythic levels. So when you do find a deck that looks kind of cool, you better believe it's going to have like 25 to 30 rares in it and probably upwards of 10 mythics. That's an expensive deck to craft, and with the amount of sets that are coming out, how quickly the meta shifts, you could craft a deck and then it kind of becomes not so useful very, very quickly. So the least that Wizards could do is literally double the amount of gold that we're getting from all of our daily rewards. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. The second thing that they should probably do as far as the rewards go is fix the vault system. My vault is only at 3.2. I just opened one, but this is on my mind because recently I did open a vault. The vault is pathetic. It takes so long. As a person who spends quite a bit of money on the game, or at least opens enough packs in the game, I very rarely open my vault. I would say I open it like once every 6 months, maybe even less. Since I came back to making content, I think I've opened it twice. And that's with me catching up on a lot of old sets. When you open the vault, what do you get? You get a couple of uncommons, you get 2 rares and 1 mythic wildcard. Absolutely pathetic. It's not enough. Minimum double that, or increase the amount that you the rate at which you get the vault things, or make the vault actually good. When you crack open the vault, just make it spew out rares and rares and mythic, not wild cards, but rather just random rares and mythics that have duplication protection. Allow people to build their collection up. And that brings me to another thing that I would love them to do. One thing that they did do that was good somewhat recently, I think it's been a couple of years now, but they introduced the golden pack. The golden pack is a great thing. This needs improvements, and I think there are 2 areas that they could improve here. Number 1, don't make this purchase only standard in alchemy. You are strangleholding players into only playing standard or opening standard packs when we have awesome formats. Historic is awesome. Pioneer is probably pretty good. People want to be playing Brawl. So they want to go and they want to start opening packs from older sets. They want to start going and opening packs from, how do I even do this? From Lord of the Rings, for example, or from, I'm not going to be able to find it, but from Modern Horizons 3, if people want to do that. They want to go back here and they want to open up these old things. There's Modern Horizons 3. But they're not getting any rewards for the golden pack. It's ridiculous. Why limit people into only getting golden pack rewards when they're opening standard and alchemy packs? Just expand it. Just, you buy a pack, you get a pip for that. And in addition to this, I think they should actually add another track. Again, reward players. People don't have the resources to play your game. You need to inject a lot of cards into their collection. And the next thing that they could do is add a secondary pack thing. When people just open packs or whatever, up to 10 packs or whatever you want to make it, they open it and they get cards from your eternal sets. Allow people to open cards from Explorer and Timeless, not Explorer anymore, Pioneer and Timeless and historic formats, so that they can actually start building collections and getting excited about building those decks and playing those formats. So I think there's a lot of things that they could do, but mostly what I'm focused on is you need to give us more gold. You need to open up the golden pack a lot more, and you need to find a way to get older cards into people's collections so that they have a chance of actually exploring older formats instead of just being strangleheld into only playing standard, right? Everybody's forced into standard because that's the kind of the easiest thing to get in. Okay, that is my first thing. Please improve the reward system. The reward system in this game is absolutely pathetic. Sorry, I'm using my scroll wheel to mouse over things and it's moving things. My next point also kind of overlaps with rewards and with giving people cards, but it is cosmetic improvements. And the first thing that I think they need to do, the cosmetics in this game are fine. I'm surprised they actually don't do more, but what they do is fine. But what could be improved is this: when you acquire a cosmetic for a card that you don't own, you should automatically get 1 copy of that card. How fantastic would that be? We have this set here, the one-time purchase pizza bundle here. I don't think I own Commander's Plate, for example. I don't necessarily want to buy this pack, but you know what? I would be a whole lot more incentivized to buy this if Commander's Plate style came with 1 copy of the base Commander Plate card. Why is that not a thing? That would do a couple of things. That would make getting the rewards over here a lot better. Okay. When you're opening the cards on the track, once in a while you open things. Okay, so that's a Michelangelo. It doesn't really matter. But if they gave us the cosmetic for one of these cards, it comes with maybe one of the cards there. Cool. Or in the orbs up here, they're always giving you. I've opened all mine. You know what this is? You have your orbs that you can spend on these cards. It would be just a nice little bonus to help people out, building their collections up, giving them at least one card of these difficult cards to acquire. Because let's face it, handing out 10, 15, 20 extra rares or mythics every month is not going to hurt the players. I believe it's going to just help the sorry, it's not going to hurt your bottom line. It's not going to disincentivize people from spending money. I think it's going to probably encourage them to spend more money because they're going to start hunting more cosmetics. They're going to have better access to wider cards. And then they're going to be like, oh, I'm only a few cards short of this deck. I can probably get those rare wild cards if I spend a little bit of money. Instead of, oh, how many rares is this deck? This deck is 30 rares. I'm never going to play this deck. They delete it. They never even look at it. That's probably what most people are doing. So if people could acquire these cosmetic cards and it rewarded them with one base card, huge win, I think, for the game overall. It would really incentivize people to go after cosmetics. It would make people excited about filling up their collection a little bit more, and it would give them better access to more decks. We need more people playing more decks and more formats. Standard is being played a lot, but like Historic and Pioneer are two awesome formats that are they just feel kind of dead to me when I'm looking at stats online and how many people are playing these things. So if people are willing to chase cosmetics, help them out a little bit, reward them, make it better. Next thing that I want to talk about is, I think, gone from the, is it gone? Midweek Magic. It's not on here anymore, but you guys know what Midweek Magic is. I think there are a ton of improvements that could go into fixing Midweek Magic. And I have a lot of problems with Midweek Magic. I've actually been thinking about making an how to improve Midweek Magic video for such a long time. I think it is kind of a scuffed event.
Time-gated tasks, or playing by appointment, are when a game tells you have to come back at a specific time or face consequences. Popularized by farming games where your crops would wither and die if not harvested at the right time, the game forces control of your schedule, sometimes making you wake up in the middle of the night to click buttons or lose your investment. Contemporary mobile games often have timers and energy mechanics, where your ability to progress the game is blocked until you come back when these resources have regenerated. While this is less harsh than your crops being completely lost, you'll feel pressure to come back at exactly the right time to maximize your rate of progress. When you're not the one deciding when you play the game, but instead having the game decide for you, it's worth questioning your entire relationship with that game.
One thing. It's what, 2 days, 48 hours, something like that. Maybe it's 72 hours. I'm not exactly sure, but I think it's 48 hours. It's not long enough. It's such a silly thing to make it a midweek Magic. Make it a week-long Magic event. There are people out there who don't have the time to play on Wednesday, Thursday, and maybe some of Friday. I don't know how long the event actually happens because I usually just slam it on Wednesday because I'm a degenerate no-lifer who has access to the game all the time and I'm playing every single day. But there are plenty of people out there who want to play these events who simply do not have the time to actually log in during the week. They got kids, they got work, they got other things and commitments that they have to take care of. So why create a limited time event for the middle of the week and isolate or exclude a whole portion of your player base? Make it a week-long event that everybody can do. Next, make it more exciting. Wizards of the Coast has been like copying and pasting the same event over and over again. It's one of the most low effort things I've ever seen in a game. I think, of course, a little bit of hyperbole there, but it is very low effort. And I don't think anybody's going to disagree with that. Most of them, okay, last week was Momir. What did they do? They just flicked a switch somewhere and like, okay, the Momir event goes up. They don't change the art for anything. Like nothing's interesting about it. And then it's not great. You play 3 games. If you're anything like me, and I'm willing to bet that the majority of people are exactly like me, if it's an event where you don't need a deck, what do? You log on, you play your 3 games, you get your 3 wins as quickly as possible, and then you never look at that midweek Magic event again until the next week. Or if it's an event where you have to like craft a deck, Oh my God, it's so interesting. You have to build the deck with only the most recent set. I'm willing to bet that the majority of you are exactly the same as me. What you do is you go on there, you see what it is, you're like, oh, I have to make a deck. You head on over to Chrome, you type in MTGA Midweek Magic, and you pop up that same website. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm probably going to have it popped up anyways right now. That you always go to, and they're like, here are the decks that you can play for the Midweek Magic if you want to get it done quickly. And you just pick the deck that is the easiest for you to throw onto Arena. You don't have to craft anything. Maybe you play rabbits again for the 100th time in one of these events, and you slam your way through that event to get your 3 rewards. And the rewards suck. Let's face it, the rewards suck. The first 2 rewards are a random rare or mythic card with no duplication protection. Again, silly that we allow this to be a thing. I never hear anybody talk about it, but it's so ridiculous. My collection, pretty full, but there are a lot of cards that I don't have. I've actually gotten to the point where I have started recording me opening those Midweek Magic things. I've actually stopped now because I got too many of these clips of how many times it's just 20 gems, 40 gems, 20 gems, 40 gems, whatever, because there's no duplication protection. They're just giving me the same things I already have. How much better would it be if those rewards at the very minimum had duplication protection and were drawing maybe even from older formats? Get people into older formats. Again, I keep saying that. Give people cards to the older formats because that's how you can actually expand the player base into those other game modes and get people excited about playing awesome games instead of the same standard stuff. So number 1, do that. The third reward as a cosmetic thing is fine, but it's most wow, I opened a Parallax common card that I'm never ever going to use. So the whole thing overall needs an overhaul, but if you don't want to overhaul it all, at the very minimum, add duplication protection. Now, if you actually want to make it cool, make it a week-long event. How about this? Think about this idea. How cool would it be if every week there was a week-long Magic event and you featured the older formats? You featured Pioneer, you featured Historic or Timeless or maybe Brawl, and the event came with pre-made decks. Let's say it was a Historic week. There are 15 of the top meta decks for Historic that people can just click on and play without having to craft anything. It's just like a phantom thing, and people can actually experience these older formats by trying out all of these interesting decks. You load into it, and it has, I haven't played Historic for a while, but it has an Eldrazi deck, it has an Energy deck, it has a Reanimator deck, it has all these different decks, and you can just be like, oh, I want to see what that's about, and you play it. And let's say the event, instead of just being 3 wins, you actually put some effort into it and created like goals or mini achievements, 1-week achievement things that you could do for just this event, not actual achievements that are related to the profile. I think that would be bad. We don't want to overlap with the achievements. I don't even know where the achievements are. They're up here. Don't do it like this, but have like little goals or something, kind of like quests to do, and the quests can fulfill something. Or once you fulfill the quest, it allows you to pick something. It allows you to give a reward. Imagine giving people a choice of reward. Maybe I play 6 plus creatures or something like that. I don't know, off the top of my head. That's one of the quests or whatever. Make them achievable quests, make them kind of fun, things that people can do. And once you achieve it, it's like, here are your 3 rewards, and you can choose to take this card, this card, or this card. You pick one of the 3 cards, or here are 3 cosmetics. Pick the cosmetic that you want. That seems like it would make people happy. Isn't that the goal? Is to make people happy playing this game? Because I feel like nowadays people don't really I feel like there's a lot of negativity around this game. Most of the people are like begrudgingly playing this game because of the way it's made. It's just made in a way to infuriate people in a lot of ways, instead of just making people excited about logging in and actually playing the game. How cool would that be? So I think Midweek Magic has a ton of room to improve, change the 3 wins a week thing, make it a week-long event, actually put some effort into making it a creative thing. And I think the best way to go about that is to introduce people to the older formats in it. Oh my God, this week is the Pioneer Week, and you can play one of these 10 decks, or here are 10 decks you can play and mix and match them. And what if you don't like this one, you can switch to another one, and you just play matches of Pioneer, and you get used to playing Pioneer, and you have some, you have 10 or 15 goals that you want to achieve, so that people don't just play the bare minimum of it. They get in there and they actually spend some time in the formats, enjoying it, and most importantly, being exposed to older formats. Like, I really feel like people might play historic decks and be like, oh my God, this is kind of awesome. And I can play these meta decks, and they might keep playing even after they've achieved all the goals for the week. And then they might be incentivized to be like, you know what? I kind of want to play more historic. Import that deck into your collection, allow people to craft it. Why not? Exposure to those formats is going to get people into those formats. That's number 3, right? Next. Let's do, we're going to slow it down a little bit. Those were my big 3. Okay. Number 4, we need some quality of life improvements. We need things like a match history. Why am I constantly having to go to a third party website, MTG, to see my play history, my win rates, my stats on cards, this card win rate in hand when played? Like, these numbers are all very good. They exist in the data somehow. Untapped is drawing from somewhere. Put them in the game. When you click on your decks and you go into a, Skeletons and Demons deck, for example, there should be a tab that like pops up and shows you some statistics. I mean, this is a statistic-based game. Like, a lot of people like the numbers. They want to see how well the decks are doing. Put that into the game. I think it would be great. But at the very minimum, give us some match history, right? There should be a tab up here where I can click on it and I can see who I played against, what decks they were playing, what cards they used in their decks. At the very minimum, maybe not like reveal entire decks, but I would love to see just like a play history with partial deck lists. Like, if I played up against, I don't know, XYZ player, it shows me that they were on a Simic deck and these are the 15 cards that they played over the course of the game. I don't think that would be too difficult to implement into it. They could also add deck folders. That would be nice. I know a lot of people have asked about this. This is a mess. Look at this. This is terrible. I would love to be able to put my brawl decks in a specific area, or my historic decks in a specific area, so that I could clean it up just a little bit. Right now, it's like a mess. I know they have tabs like this. Why not allow us to do customizable tabs, right? Why can't I just create a tab that says brawl decks, and then I put my brawl decks in there? That'd be kind of cool. And then I would love some improvements to the cosmetics tab, because if you're like me and you have a ton of cosmetics, look at this. I hate this. If I go all the way down, what's it going to do once it loads up everything? Boop, jumps right back to the top. How fun is that? Isn't that exciting? Yes, I have a lot of card backs. Not a lot of people are going to have this same problem, but this is just like a little quality of life thing that could be improved. Fix your cosmetic stuff. Also, I think the cosmetic crafting tab is kind of not great. Isn't it card styles here? Shouldn't it show me the card styles like that? I thought that's what happens when you click on cosmetics. Doesn't it show you what can be crafted? Is it broken right now? I feel like it should show me the cards that I can craft. I feel like it might be broken, which takes me into my next thing. Fix your bugs. Fix the bugs. The bugs are getting out of control. I just recorded a video with Skellies and Demons, and I'm going to be showing off what was going on when I was moving around my cards here. They were all glitching out and doing weird stuff. And that wonderful white bar at the top of the screen keeps coming and going. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it disappears for a couple of weeks, but you better believe it's going to be coming back. Fix your bugs. It's ridiculous that this game, with the player base that it has, I know it's a small company, you guys can fix this stuff. What's going on over there? All right. And my last and final one, the most important thing for Magic Arena, for Eternal formats. I'm looking at you, Wizards. I'm going to talk directly into the camera. Print Aether Vial, you cowards. That's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed my rant. Let me know what you think about what's going on with Magic the Gathering Arena, whether or not you have some more suggestions that I didn't bring up, and whether or not I was off base in some of my ranting here. I would love to hear your thoughts, along with maybe some more suggestions. Sarangi Ipana. Bye-bye to everyone, and I will see you in Strixhaven on Friday. Bye-bye.